A very good morning to all of you, my dear students. Welcome back to the class once again. And today we will look towards the unusual achievement for our constitution. Means our constitution has achieved something unusual, which is not available, which is not there in other constitution of other countries. So what is the difference over here in our constitution? Means I am going to talk about some uniqueness in our constitution. So let us see what is that. First we will discuss about some others. Many countries of the world have had to rewrite their constitution. They have rewrite their constitution afresh. So many countries have written their constitution afresh, means in a fresh way. They deleted the old one and they written the new ones. Because what is the reason? The basic rules were not acceptable to all the major social groups or to all the major political parties. If the basic things are not acceptable to the major social groups and major political parties, then that constitution is useless. And if the same thing will be repeated, and if the same thing is lying in our constitution also, then our constitution will also have no values. But the thing is different with our constitution. Our constitution is unique, and I'm going to tell you about why it is unique, our constitution. So as we have discussed over here, that we have come to know that many countries have rewritten their constitution because the basic things. Now what are those basic things? I have discussed in my previous class also. The most important one is what? About order, universal ordered franchise. That is one of the basic rules of the constitution that our constitution is having. So if it is not available in any of the constitution, that then that country will always suffer, and they will always strive to rewrite the constitution and include this basic rule, that is universal ordered franchise. Even there is another basic rule, that is equality, that is fraternity, that is brotherhood. So our constitution includes all these things. And when there is all these things, basic rules of the constitutions are not included in any constitution of any country, then there will be a time when a new constitution will be written in that country. And that really happened with many countries also, because it really matters when major social groups are not agreeing or not accepting the rules of the constitution. Then that constitution should be rewritten, should be modified also. And if major political parties are not accepting, like in our country major political parties is BJP and Congress. So if these parties will not agree or not accept the constitution, then there will be a time when the constitution must be rewritten. And that really happened with many countries. In some other countries, the constitution exists as a mere piece of paper. No one actually follows it. So many countries are just have written the constitution, but no one is following it, even the government and not the citizens as well. So the having a constitution or not having a constitution doesn't matter in those countries. No one actually follows. But let us see, why should we accept the constitution made by this assembly, that constituent assembly that we have seen, which have been made more than 6 decades ago? A question may be asked in this form also from you, that why should we accept, and why should we follow the constitution which was written all around 6 decades ago, 60 or 70 years ago? Why should we accept this constitution? So what is the uniqueness? First reason I am going to discuss with you all. The first reason is what? That over the last half a century, more than 50 years, several groups were there who have questioned, who have raised their issues, who have raised their hands on some of the provisions of the constitution. Means they only raised, they just questioned to clear to have a clear instruction or to have a clear vision related to some of the provisions of the constitution, so that they can have a better understanding about a particular article of the constitution. So they have not challenged, they have just questioned to know in a better way. So there were several groups of people, or you can say several parties also, those who have questioned over the provisions of various provisions of the constitution, but no one, let me tell you the fact, but no large social group or no large political party has ever questioned over the legitimacy or the authenticity of the constitution itself. Means no one has put their finger or raised their finger on the authenticity of the constitution. Means we are having an authentic constitution in our country, because we will discuss about that also, why it is so much authentic. Because when the draft of the constitution was going on, when the drafting was going on, so we were having a lot of discussions also. So all those discussions have been recorded and they have been preserved also, so that when there is a conflict related to any clause of the constitution, any article of the constitution, so that those documents or those preservance that we have preserved, those debates may be brought up and may be discussed and may be read, so that we can have a clear view about any particular law or about any particular clause of the constitution. That is why we can say that our constitution is quite authentic, because all the debates that were taking place during the draft of the constitution have been preserved, and this is really the unusual or the unique achievement for any constitution of the world. Our constitution is having that uniqueness, our constitution is having that authenticity, that our constitution, all the debates which were really held during the draft of that constitution are recorded and are preserved till nowadays. So whenever there is a conflict related to any clause of the constitution, then the Supreme Court comes into effect, comes in front, and they used to have to go through all those debates which were there related to that clause, so that they can have a better understanding, and the Supreme Court gives its judgment related to that particular provision or articles of the constitution, to have a better understanding if there is a conflict. So that is why I'm saying that our constitution, the constitution of India, is authentic, and that is the uniqueness in our constitution, that is the unusual achievement of our constitution. So there are various reasons why should we accept the constitution made this assembly, which was made in before around 70 years. So why should we accept? This is the first reason, because it is authentic. Now let us go through to the next reason. So the next point of this particular question, the next answer, okay, so let us discuss about the second reason why should we accept this constitution which have been made 6 decades ago. I should have written over here 7 decades, around 70, more than 70 years. So let us see what is the second reason over here. The Constituent Assembly represent the people of India. That is most important over here, because there were 299 members and they were all from different parts of the country and are practicing different religion, enjoying different type of customs and cultures, speaking different type of languages, and even wearing different type of dresses also. So people from all faith and religion, even different caste also, that I should not mention over here. So the Constituent Assembly represented the people of India. The whole people of India was represented in that Constituent Assembly. That is the second reason why should we accept the Constitution, because there was not only a single group of people. There were various groups of people which were included in the making of the Constitution, or you can say when the Constitution was being drafted. So the second reason is that, and it has also another point also. There was no universal ordered franchise at that time. We know that during the Britishers it was not so that universal ordered franchise was there. Means all the male, all the female were not included. Adult male and female were not included while giving their votes. So the Constituent Assembly could not have been chosen directly by all the people of India. Yes, that is really the fact that all the people of India have not voted to elect the members of the Constituent Assembly at that time, because the concept of universal order franchise was not there during the draft of the constitution. It just came after the constitution, after it was completed. So how the people were elected? It was elected mainly by the members of those existing provincial legislatures. Means the Britishers were also having their legislature group, where they used to create or make different rules and provisions for the country. So the people who were the members of those provincial, means of those region or those legislatures, those people were elected by the members, by the other members, by the other members of the country, or the major leaders of the country. They have elected the people from those existing, which was existing at that time, those provincial legislatures. Provincial means regional or the local legislature group. So the people from the local legislature group were included or elected to draft the constitution for our country, because they were knowing the procedures, the things or the timings, or even the process of how to develop a constitution. They were knowing, and that's why these people were elected, which also ensured a fair geographical share of members. Geographically, the people from all part of the country were included. As I told you, people from all the states, from all religion, from all different faith and culture, customs, traditions, all were included. Even people from speaking different languages, everyone included. So it ensured a fair yani कि सही geographical share of members were also there from all the regions of the country. So that is another reason, that is why our constitution is unique, and why our constitution is having unusual achievement, uniqueness, and why we are accepting this constitution way back, which was drafted way back 70 years back. So this is also the reason why we should accept this particular constitution. Let us go through the third reason. In social terms also, the assembly represented members from different language groups, different castes, different classes, different religions, and different occupations also. So this is also one of the reasons that why should we accept this constitution. Even if the Constituent Assembly was elected by universal order franchise, its composition would not have been very different. So if there would have been different Constituent Assembly have been elected by the concept of universal order franchise also, that then also its composition means its members would have been from different varieties or different regions or different people of different speaking different languages as well. So that is the third reason also, that different people from different language group, caste, class, religion, occupation, everyone was included, even though there when there was no universal order franchise. And if that will be there, if that have been be there, universal, the concept of universal order franchise, then also its members would have been vary from different religion, caste, and classes, groups, and even occupations. So that is the third reason why we should accept this constitution, which was drafted way back 70 years back almost. So that is all in this class, my dear students. We will discuss another reason, more reasons why should we accept the constitution, but in our next class. That's all in this class. Take care, stay at home, and stay safe.